Hello, hello, hello. For anybody who may be watching this in the replay, I know this isn't typical of me to continue to spend my day doing stupid stuff. But like I told you guys in my other live streams from today, that I was going to be trying to catch up on other things that have been going on, other people's videos. So on Friday, we could maybe have a conversation about everything that has gone on. In my efforts to maybe catch up on what's going on, I went on Twitter. Charlotte, check Katie's Twitter. And about an hour ago, she put out some ridiculous tweets. And I am like so baffled and confused. And I was trying to check to see if anybody else was live to maybe host people who else may be confused and wanting to talk and like maybe try and figure out what is going on in this lady's mind. But no one else is live. So I was like, well, I put out on Twitter, fuck it, I'll go live. I'll be the one to host it where everybody can just like literally say whatever you want to say. I am so shocked, but not shocked, if that makes any kind of sense. I will read through her tweets in just a second. I assume, since I am the only one who, and this is assuming, this is not me saying for sure, but no one else is online on live who usually is able to react and get online quicker. No one seems to be available right now, so I'm assuming more people may be here than what I'm used to. So for my people who know me and know how much I pay attention to the chat, I'm sorry if I miss your comments. I'm going to try and do my best to say what I want to say, tell you guys what's going on, and acknowledge everybody. But I can promise you, I already have more people in here than what I typically have, so I'm probably not going to be able to keep up with it as good as I normally do. I apologize. Please, nobody get offended if I am not able to address each one of you. I appreciate you all for being here. So what is going on? Nothing shocks you? Yeah, I know. So what is going on is, like, with me, with Katie, I have historically, I've even continued to this day to get comments and criticisms of my own talking about Katie, because I still give her the benefit of the doubt when I am criticizing her. I still always try to play devil's advocate and say, you know, this is my opinion. This is what I think may be going on, but I can understand if this is happening, in almost validating some of her behaviors and her reasonings and things like that. I've always maintained that. At this point, I don't even know if I could really do that, other than the fact that I think she may be trying to perpetuate this. And she's saying she wants people to be nice to her and all of these other people's live streams, but she is continually damning herself by how she is behaving in regards to these other creators. It is so surprising to me that she, for the last day and a half, has gone on this, I don't know, like she's trying to almost repair and like portray something different. She had, you know, she kind of said that apology, which we all have our opinions about the apology. And then, you know, she's kind of just done whatever and like went on this Twitter apology, kind of acted like she wasn't going to address anything and that she wasn't going to threaten people anymore with lawsuits and all of this, trying to somewhat acknowledge her crappy behavior in a live stream last night for 30 minutes, saying she understands where things are coming from, that she can maybe appreciate some of the criticism that she's been given. And then here we are, maybe 12 hours later. It hasn't even been a whole 24 hours, not even a full 24 hours after she posted that 35-minute live stream where it is her saying that stuff is going on. She's trying to pinpoint thing on Creepshow art, trying to say Creepshow art Shannon has defamed her and things like that, which is asinine. And then she also is bringing up the Sophie Long case. People have been, this is where what pisses me off, okay? People have been asking her to validate or verify why she said the shit she did in regards to the Sophie Long case since she decided to cover it. She has been a coward, in my opinion, and has always just shut people down, deleted them, not addressed the issue. But the second that she starts to get hate or hot water and things she tries to put over this facade, why is she now trying to acknowledge her shitty behavior from 2 months ago? Why is she now trying to bring it up and make it a thing for her to now address it? Now that she's in hot water with other stuff, she's okay to address the shitty behavior you did 2 months ago. It makes no, I don't understand why she would be willing to bring up the Sophie Long stuff again. She can go ahead and she can talk about, I mean, we all expect her to continue to call out creators. We all expect her to kind of continue to say, woe is me. We all kind of expect that. I know we do. Or at least I know that's what I expect, is her to continue to try and say, I didn't do anything wrong. This is why I didn't do anything wrong. Let's focus on this instead, and then turn it around later. But I don't expect her to bring up something that is such a sensitive topic to try and push her narrative that Shannon is trying to provide misinformation. That's bull. It's bull. So I will read you her tweets, and you guys, if there's new people in here, I am not skilled enough to pull any receipts up on my screen, so I am just going to read them for what they say. And I'm not going to show them because the only way I see her tweets is through my personal account. I don't have stock accounts and stuff like that. I have my personal accounts in my social media one, so I'm not going to show you guys my phone because I don't want to dox myself. But let me get to her page and I will read to you. And the last I checked, she has pinned this tweet. So not only has she tweeted this, she's pinned it to her page. So the tweet that is pinned, it starts off, and this was tweeted almost 2 hours ago now. I just want everyone to know I have the full video, chat transcripts, and proof that I didn't call a little girl a brat. She put that in quotes. This is one of the rumors that I really want to debunk from all of these videos made about me. Stay tuned. Then she comments under that. Fact check. Fact checking will prove that Creepshow Art's video made about me is not only false but defamatory. We are currently going through the entire video to prove she is misleading the audience about me. Creepshow Art has admitted to not liking me and I believe crafted a hit piece on me to gain clout and earn money. Except while doing it, she defamed and misled her audience, causing me to lose hundreds of subscribers. This will all be proven. She's too big of a channel to make this mistake. If a creator cannot obtain the original source of a clip and publishes a clip out of context, that is actually defamation. You cannot willingly mislead an audience to harm someone's reputation. This is either laziness by the creator or simply her hatred of me creating bias. This further proves my point that these creators are using clips posted by the trolls that stalk, dox, harass, and threaten me to create videos about me. I was not lying when I said these trolls are lying and shouldn't be trusted. Here is the report I referenced to base my opinion on S. Long case. It was an attorney appointed by the court that stated the children were being coached and not adequately cared for by the father. She provides some screenshots of a document. Then she goes on to say, the judge in this case granted the change to the custody and Michael Long was issued a no contact order against his children. This happened on August 28th, 2020, only a few days before he went viral crafting a different story. To date, there are no arrests in this case that I know of, and Michael Long had a history of falsely accusing men of sexually abusing his children with no evidence according to the court records. This is why I came to the opinion, in quotations, that S was a victim of parental alienation. I will be addressing other false statements made by Creepshow at a later date. She continues to say, in regards to the Shane Dawson investigation, I said to have given out the name of an officer that did not exist. This is not true. Business Insider spoke to the David Payne. She again sources the Business Insider. Then she goes on to say, for the record, I am making these statements because the rumor mill has gotten so out of control, and clearly I need to address some of these rumors to put them to rest. In her videos, she also falsely claimed that I took out a, quote, restraining order, end quote, against a creator who just shared his experience about me. That's not the truth. There are court records, a judge's order, and mountains of evidence that prove this is a false statement made by her. I cannot speak legally about the outcome of this case and can only say that the restraining order was mutually dismissed without prejudice pending litigation for defamation. This restraining order can be refiled at any time, which was listed in the public statement. This thread is now complete. A creator I trust is making the video and it will be released tonight. You will be able to see with evidence what she got wrong. Thanks for reading this far. Okay, so do we really want to, let's dissect this. Sorry for anybody that was trying, I saw my name and I missed it. Anybody that's tried to say something, I hope we are all just kind of keeping the chat going amongst ourselves. Yeah, you felt I'm so frustrated. It's not even anger. I'm just beyond like crazy. Like, I feel like I am, as a bystander, I feel like I am getting confused. And like, what process, like, what is her thought process? Seriously, what is her freaking thought process? Why does she think that this is going to be good for her? You are continually to put out here, people are criticizing you for continuing to threaten to sue other people for the same exact shit that you do. That is where everybody's issue is. She wants to say Creepshow is doing all of these things that is wrong and defamatory, and which really it isn't, but it reflects exactly what she's done. I have never met a person who is as hypocritical as Katie is. She has zero self-awareness. There is no way you can be self-aware to any degree and to constantly belittle. At this point, if she wants to say Creepshow, I'm going out on a limb. This is my opinion. If she wants to say Creepshow has harassed her or targeted her, she is the one who's harassing and targeting Creepshow. She is the one who has continued to threaten Creepshow art. And she wants to say that she lost subscribers and it's all because of Creepshow. No, it's not. It's because your shitty behavior has been brought to light. You are facing the karma that everybody has been hoping you would change. I mean, that's where I'm at. I made videos in the beginning, giving her criticism, hoping that maybe by happenstance, she would see them and change her behaviors. And she didn't. She didn't change her behaviors. She acknowledges the fact that she was given cease and desist from Tati, and she ignored them because she has zero self-awareness. Nobody who is self-aware would get a cease and desist from somebody with 9 million subscribers and ignore it and continue on with the narrative that you have pushed. Shannon is not pushing any fucking narrative, Katie. You think she's pushing a narrative because you are getting the backlash that you deserve. I mean, it sucks, but it's true. I have been nice up until this point talking about this, but I am over it. I've said this in multiple live streams. I discuss it now because people wanted me to, but I am so over the way that she thinks that she is untouchable. That is seriously what this comes off as. It's coming off as super entitled and unaware of her own being. It is crazy. It seems so out of touch with the actual situation. There are so many creators who are watching this happen. There are so many creators who are stating that they don't align with you because you are not making sense. You think you are making sense. You are trying your damnedest to make what you did to Tati seem like what they are doing to you. It is not the same thing, Katie. You provided falsehoods in relation to Tati, James Westbrook, and Halo Beauty. You pushed a fucking narrative. You cannot tell me you did not push a narrative when you continue to sat there and say that James was a criminal con man. Because he had 2 arrests from when he was a child. That's like us holding your DUI against you. Nobody does that. It makes no sense. How can you not understand that? How can you seriously not understand that? And because people like Creepshow Art, who had a bad experience with you, because you're a shitty person, in my opinion, you provide nothing but negativity and toxicity, but you want to say that it is nothing but this troll group who aren't fucking toxic. Have you spent any time watching the people you're claiming who are toxic and trolls? Have you legitimately spent any time? Because we already know your best friend Unirock doesn't spend his time figuring anything out about you. We know that for a fact because the moron said it in a live stream and couldn't hold his own and continually to retract. So I'm interested to know who's the one who's going to be putting out this video tonight. Because if it's Unirock, everybody's going to fucking laugh. Myself included. I will be there laughing my ass off. Because he is so fucking biased for you. It is so obvious. Nobody believes a damn thing he says since that live stream where Shannon was asking him hard questions and he couldn't even have the balls to back up his own opinions he said in his video because he wants to be liked by everybody. You guys are freaking high schoolers. Me getting on here and bitching and complaining with 83 people is kind of childish. But I am with the rest of these people and thinking that your behavior is off the fucking rails. Everybody is trying to figure out what is your game plan. And we have a right to do that because you are publicly putting all of this shit online. What, like, really? And you want to go and have people listen to your side of the story and be willing to hear you, but you block everybody who may be giving you the opportunity to do that. The only person you go to is Unirock. And at this point, I hope you understand 0 people take him seriously when it comes to you. 0 people. And the people who do are blind followers. I'm not saying that you and Uni can't have fans, can't have people support you. I'm not saying that. But if they are not willing to see through the smoke screen that the 2 of you have put up against each other, they are blind followers. It is so evident he is biased to you. It is so evident you are biased to him. Just fucking admit it and move on. If you want to maintain your friendship and your alliance with him, stop saying that he's unbiased and he provides you critique, because he doesn't. Since he talked to you 8 months ago, he doesn't provide you any critique. Instead, he tries to argue in your favor, but is a fucking moron, in my opinion, and can't do it. So whenever he is faced with legitimate questions, he doesn't know how to answer them because he's used to you blowing the hot air up his ass. I mean, for fuck's sake, I'm sorry I'm going off, guys, but this is how over this situation I am and how shocked that she continues to play this. Like, is she trying to play? And I'm not trying to say this to be mean. I'm not trying, but like, genuinely, a question that comes to my mind is she going to try and plead like a mental break or like mental instability? Because that is what she's showing online. In my opinion, she is showing online that she is not stable, because it is not of a stable person for every 2 fucking days to say something and then do the opposite within 24 hours. That is not normal behavior. Is it normal, in my opinion, to have a difference of opinion or changing your mind or things like that? Yeah, that's normal, but it doesn't happen in less than 24 hours to the maximum extreme it is. I mean, she's threatening lawsuits at this point where there is legitimate, she is saying that there's proof. There is proof of the other side. So I'm interested to see if you do the same thing you do for your videos, like when you cover Tati, are you just going to clip a certain bit out to push your narrative? Because I even said this when we talked about the Sophie Long case, that you can take any black and white information and just provide 2 sentences, and it's going to depend on how the creator decides to present it to their audience on what narrative they are pushing. I'm going to take a drink and read the chat a little bit. Sorry I have ignored you guys. I appreciate everybody who's here. Any new people who are here or who are listening for this first time, I appreciate you guys all being a part of this conversation. I do not care if you are a supporter of Katie's and you're here and you want to talk on Katie's behalf or what you have experienced. I know I've been a little bit heated in talking about this, but I'm really just kind of over it. I don't get what she's trying to gain out of it either. Claire, yeah, Mother of Dragons, thank you. I did need to take a breath. Everyone, Team YouTube, do your job and take care of this woman. Like, I understand people not wanting her to have a platform. I genuinely do not care if she has her platform. I care that she spreads misinformation and half-truths and then gets mad when people call her out for doing it. And then she tries to project what she has done onto others. You can't do that. Like, it's not moral. And maybe that's the issue I have with it, is I would never morally and ethically be able to do the things that she is doing. Like, I couldn't. Like, there is some kind of fracture, in my opinion, in her moral, like, people joke around without a moral compass, like, legitimately. There has to be something not pointing in the right direction. And I'm just so shocked and like bewildered that she is trying to bring in the Sophie case and the Shane stuff, the two most problematic things that she has, things that she has covered in the last 6 months, 6 to 8 months. She's bringing those two things up. Even though people, I understand some people aren't shocked. I'm shocked at how she's doing. I really am. I just don't. It makes no sense. Like, what, other than like just trying to continue to incite herself to be in the public eye, I don't know why else she would want to continue to target, because she, at this point, she is targeting Creepshow. How can she defend herself in saying she's not defending Creepshow art or not attacking Creepshow art? Because she has continually, since all of this happened, continued to pinpoint Shannon and try and blame things on Shannon because Shannon has a larger platform. She's trying to blame Shannon for her losing subscribers. That's utter bullshit. Shannon wasn't the first person to make a video about you, Katie. Wasn't it Nick Snyder and Dustin Daly who you first got into this little issue with, and then you tried to pinpoint them, but they didn't feed into your bullshit and they continued to call you out, and then your feelings got hurt, and then your fans were watching their videos and them calling you out for what it is and kind of name calling you, so you stopped referring to them because you didn't want your subs to see that. And then now you're trying to pinpoint Shannon because she made a video. I mean, she's like, what, the 4th or 5th drama channel or commentary channel to actually address you in the situation going on. Why is she being targeted? Why are you targeting her? Because half of what she said, there is legitimate stuff to back up. People, since you have tweeted this out, I have seen people continue to tweet out the extended version of the original clip that everybody has issues with. I have seen people tweet out multiple times where you called the child, Sophie, bratty. I understand that at one point you got a comment saying she was bratty, but you fucking agreed with it. And then you went on another creator's stream and said it again. When this child was disclosing sexual abuse, are you fucking stupid? But you want to claim that you are a survivor. And you get pissed when people want to talk about your story. But it's okay for you to call a 9-year-old little girl a liar. And I'm pretty sure you called her those things before you had the documents. So fuck off with that shit. I know a lot of you guys in here probably don't know my stance on the Sophie case, don't know my history. There is a very, very, very good reason on why I get frustrated about the Sophie case and how she decided to cover it. I'm not saying you have to go watch any of my old content, but if you're interested in where I stand in that, I do have videos on all of that stuff that are in live streams if you want to see where I stand and why I stand where I do. I understand people like have issues and have their own concerns and want to judge based off of behaviors that we see. I have never really been the one to try and bring anything like that into it. I don't think it really could. It speak to somebody's behavior? It could, but it doesn't matter during this situation. It doesn't. In my opinion, like if she is drinking or if she is doing anything else, unless she's telling her audience, I don't think it's any of our business, to be quite honest with you. I see where people can have the concerns. I see the same behaviors we all do, but that even if that is what's going on, it's not an excuse for her to continue to do this. I mean, this has been ongoing. Hey guys, I have not watched the Dad Challenge or 10 to Life's videos about the updates on the Sophie case. I was told to kind of wait until Friday that another update would happen. So I was hoping on Friday I would be able to go through everything and then come to you guys and we can have a conversation at that point. But I don't want to, even though I have been lately with Katie, like doing videos every couple of days as things have happened, I really do not like this kind of content. I love going live with you guys. I love engaging in conversation with you guys, but I am not one who wants to continue to drag it out and continue to cover it. I would rather like have a large event that we know is like gotten to a point, gotten to a boil head and is going to slow down, talk about it with you guys, and then wait for the next big event. But with Katie, it literally has been every other day, which is why I have been live every other day discussing the new biggest happenings, because that's what she's doing. Yeah. I mean, I saw the title of it, so I knew what 911 calls it was in reference to, but I'm trying to see if there's been any updates on Twitter. I'm not good at like other social media platforms, to be honest. Like I'm not even good at maintaining my YouTube. So it's hard for me to figure out how these other ones work at the same time. So let's see if there has been any added updates. When is Katie going to tell us who is going to be putting out the video? You know? 17 minutes ago. There's a full thread regarding Creepshow Art's video she made about me and what she got wrong, which is a lot. Due to this video, these rumors are spreading all over YouTube and I need to put them to rest. A video is coming out later with all the evidence. And I'm usually not one who continues to like want to feed into something, but I want to know what this video is. Who's doing it? Because if they're biased, then we can only take it for a grain of salt. And what kind of information is going to be there? Are they going to be showing the full clips or are they just going to be showing parts of the clips? Because it's all going to be telling. Because as much as she wants to sit there and say that these hey Sloan, I've said the same thing earlier. I went on a massive rant that these quote unquote trolls are providing misinformation. How? Because when you say that they have provided misinformation or something different, they then can show the rest of the clip, which continues to support what they were saying in the first place. So I am super, super interested in how this is going to happen. I'm just like, how could you continue to dig yourself? How could you continue? Like, it's just so hypocritical. Like I said, she's sitting here and she's trying to say everybody's targeting me. Everybody's harassing me. Woe is me. Cry me a fucking river. But she does the same shit to these other creators. She's doing that exact thing to Creepshow. She has consistently, for the past week, said, I'm gonna sue them. I'm gonna sue them. And then she comes out probably after she talks to her PR team or whoever the fuck is talking sense into her, and is like, oh no, I just said that. I'm not going to actually do it. Something happens 2 days later. Oh, I'm gonna sue him. I'm gonna sue him. Like, really? Are you kidding me? Like, pick a side, pick what you're doing. If you're gonna freaking continue to bark that you are going to sue people, just fucking sue them. Just do it. Let us watch it. Let us watch it happen. Let us see who really can provide the legitimate evidence in fucking court. Just like we're gonna see happen with the Tati case. Your ass is gonna be handed to you because you, again, refuse to have self-awareness. You refuse to be able to see where you have fucked up. Just own up when you are in court that you fucked up, and I doubt they're going to ask for that $5 million. You know, it's so out of this world. Yeah. I think Sloan has got himself so like involved in, he can speak for himself since he's here, but he covers that Britney Spears stuff so well and so thoroughly that he's kind of got a stick on that. And I don't blame other creators who know about Katie who don't talk about Katie and don't want to get involved in this, because you end up in situations like I'm in. And I'm not trying to complain. I'm not trying to say, woe is me in this. But what I'm saying is, I absolutely fucking hate that every 2 days I'm having to get on, or I feel compelled, rather, I don't have to, that I feel compelled to come to my audience and tell my audience my opinions, because I have given Katie criticism since the beginning, since all of this became a public thing. I have always provided you guys my opinion when you have asked, and I feel like it would be a disservice to my community here if I didn't continue to talk about it. Like I was shying away from it. But for creators who haven't really provided her criticism, like Sloan, like a few others, I don't feel like, I feel like they probably don't want to touch it, because they're going to end up having to spend the time where they may be talking about the stuff that they want to continue to cover about her, because that's honestly how I feel. I am going to continue to talk about it. I've talked about this in my last few videos and live streams with you guys. I am going to continue to talk about it just to ride it out. But like, I honestly am over Katie. And that's why you guys are seeing like a totally different side to me right now than what you have. I've always tried to maintain my composure and be very level-headed. But like, I just can't at this point. Like, seeing those tweets, I immediately got pissed. I tweeted, which I don't typically do. And then I asked if anybody else was live, because I would have much rather gone off and somebody provided my opinion in somebody else's chat than hosting it, because I know how frustrated I am. I know how over everything I am. And that's why I am like probably being super loud and just really just airing it out. I just can't. And she's continuing. Like, she is continuing to go down this rabbit hole. That last tweet I just read to you guys was 17, probably 20 minutes ago now. So she's not going to let it go. So my question is, after whoever it is comes out with this video, what is going to happen? What is she going to do from there? Is later tonight or tomorrow, is she going to say, oh no, I'm not really going to sue her, I'm sorry? Or is she going to actually hold true to her word and have some documents ready? What is she going to do? Like, really, what are you going to do? Are you still blowing smoke, or are you going to follow through with something? And I think we're all kind of in the same boat at the same time. Like, we're mad. Okay, I'm not going to speak for everybody. I'm going to speak for myself. I am frustrated because Katie continues to say she's going to threaten people and she's trying to claim that it's because everybody that she is threatening to sue is going to has done the same thing that she does, as far as like reporting their opinions, which isn't true. We all know that. And then she just retracts it. Like a day later, she retracts it. I also saw that too, where she went down and somebody screenshotted her social blade that she was losing subs. And I think it was Repzilla who retweeted it and said, like, this is karma or something like that. I mean, it is. Like, you're going to start losing subscribers, and it's not because of anyone else, but your own attitude, your own doing. You going back and forth and doing this stuff consistently for the past, since May when I started watching you. I mean, it's telling. People are starting to see your behaviors. And I find it ironic. You guys can let me know your opinions. I find it ironic that she is, every time, I know she has called like Little Red and a couple of other people trolls and tried to insinuate things. They're not, but okay, like whatever, like she's pissed off a whole nother community, but whatever, right? So where I'm getting with this is she wants to associate these smaller channels and people with smaller followings or no followings at all of being trolls, but all of these larger creators, she's threatening that she's going to sue. It seems to me almost that she is trying to piss off everybody. Like, she knows everybody's against her, which I know she's upset about, whether she says she is or she isn't. She's upset about it. Nobody wants to have every single coworker hate their guts. Think of that in like an actual office, like a working environment. If you knew every single one of your coworkers didn't trust you, didn't like you, know that you are uncredible, would you want to continue to work there? So it's like she's trying to use that ammo against herself, so to speak. Yeah, she's going to continue, in my opinion, I agree with Ames. She's going to continue to go down this rabbit hole, and like she kind of has nowhere else to go at this point, but to continue to do this flip-flop, right? Like, where, other than like, she says one day she's not going to talk about it anymore, and then she does nothing but talk about it. Sorry, I just realized how shiny my face is, so I'm putting some powder on. No one could work with her. She's sunk her ship. And I mean, it's unfortunate. It really is. Like, I think most people are going to feel, I don't even know anymore because she's made so many people upset. But people, like, I still kind of feel bad for her. Like, I can sympathize with her in the fact that I'm sure what she's going through is shitty and I'm sure it sucks. But on the other side, I kind of don't feel bad for her because she's continuing to make it get worse, right? Like, she's continuing to dig this hole deeper and deeper. I just find it weird that she continues to back and forth. Like, she always has to be almost targeting somebody. And I don't like necessarily fully mean that in a bad way, but for a while, like, Katie always has to have her sights set on somebody, whether it's for a story or if it's for drama or whatever. Like, she, since all of this, like, I've always been able to see that she is like only focusing on one person and trying to prove, even if that person isn't bad, trying to prove that that person is a bad person. And I think that's her own thoughts being projected. And, you know, she tried to do this with Emily, but she realized Emily is way too intelligent and out of her, my belief is Emily is out of her level. Emily's too smart. Katie can't, not that Katie is scaring these other people either, but, you know, Katie tried to say Emily was doing things that were unethical in relation to her being an attorney, and trying to say that what she was doing was going to jeopardize her, yes, league is what I meant, trying to jeopardize her license or what attorney's stuff. And Emily didn't stand down. I think most people kind of just don't want to deal with Katie, and so they don't feed into it. They don't argue back. But what Emily did was Emily fought her back with nothing but legitimate answers, and like, no, you can't, and it doesn't pertain to me, and this is why. And shut Katie down to a point where Katie really can't argue that. She doesn't let you argue back. I mean, you can't, she doesn't allow her community, she never has allowed her community to provide her any kind of criticism or feedback. I think the video, the 30-minute video she put out last night of her saying that she got all of these messages and emails, do I think maybe she got messages and emails? Yeah, but I think anybody who was actually providing her criticism, she didn't read. I think it was kind of just her saying that she did, even though she didn't. That's my opinion. And I mean, what she doesn't understand is that her subscribers can see that she is going through a behavior change right now, can see that she is portraying herself as somebody she never has before. She's trying to be very smiley, very happy, very like, ah, ha, ha, ha. When that's not her personality. That's never really been her personality online. We can see that in older clips. Like, she's always, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm very straight to the point. I'm not over enthusiastic. I don't try to heighten the pitch of my voice to sound more friendly. But she is trying to do the opposite lately. Whenever she is trying to push this narrative that she's seen the light and she is open to all of the criticism and all of this stuff, she puts on this smile and is like super like trying to be like, and like, you know, she does that stuff. Like, it's very fake, and her subscribers see through that. The people who have been watching her are seeing that, and that's going to cause question to them. People who maybe had not been interested in what was going on, or maybe didn't care what was being said about her, she are now kind of seeing her behavior and how she's portraying herself as somebody different. That's going to cause people to maybe think who weren't thinking about it before. Like, if she has nothing to hide, or if she's not trying to, you know, prove she didn't do something, why is she changing her behavior? Why is she being overly nice all of a sudden? It's going to cause them to second guess maybe their original thoughts or their original stance with her. She can't necessarily blame anybody else. And I would be interested in how she is going to prove that Creepshow's video caused her to lose subscribers, because I really am interested in how that's going to happen, because I understand that that's part of Tati's suit, and that there were a lot of people who have covered Tati and like the stuff with Tati when the Bi Sisters video and things like that happened. But when Katie's been like talking poorly about Tati and James Charles recently and her company, no one else was. People have also publicly put in comments and DMs in people's chat sections that they stopped purchasing or didn't purchase because of what they saw Katie say. Even if people are saying, I unsubscribe to you, I don't think anyone's going to put in Katie's comment section, I unsubscribe because I saw Creepshow Art's video. People are unsubscribing because they are seeing her video, but because it is giving everybody the context that other creators have. I'm not trying to say other creators haven't, but she does have a larger reach. So she was able to provide context to a wider audience, and they maybe hadn't seen or hadn't known of it before. And we're like, oh, wow, like this is really what's going on, and unsubscribe from that. But that is still a reach. And Katie has so many people providing criticism videos of her for a very long time. I don't know how she is going to pinpoint it to just Creepshow. And I'm pretty sure that when Nick and Dustin made their videos, she tried to claim it was because of them. And then she tried to claim it was because of Emily D. Baker. So how is she going to be able to say, because what those tweets to me are saying is she's threatening that she's going to sue without saying, I'm going to sue you. Everything that she says in there hints at the fact that she intends to sue Creepshow. So like my thing is, how is she going to prove that? Because she has continually, and it's evidence on Twitter by everybody who screenshots her stuff, that she had originally tried to blame it on Nick and Dustin. Then she tried to blame it on Emily D. Baker. And now she's trying to blame it on Creepshow. So who are you really going to try and pin stuff on? You know, like who are you going, how is that even a credible argument for her to say Creepshow caused her to lose the subscribers now? Because she has said at this point multiple people were the reason for her loss. But she, again, lacked self-awareness and taking accountability and saying, my own shitty behaviors caused me to lose subscribers. But she can make a 30-minute video and say, I hear your criticisms. And she has acknowledged the fact that she has people like ex-subscribers who provide her criticism, which, to be honest, like all of us, I believe, are ex-subscribers of hers at some point. Is it working? Is anybody else having buffering issues? I just see in the chat that some people are having buffering issues. You've had no problem. For anybody who's having a buffering issue, if you can hear me, maybe exit out and come back in. So I think I'm kind of done with my own rant at this point. I'm just going to kind of focus on you guys in the chat. YouTube is having issues right now. Yeah, if you're buffering and you can hear me, just refresh it or exit and come back in. You're in England. Hey, Eddie. Hey, Maximum Effort. Some people can't access YouTube right now. Really? Why? That's weird. Hey, Madison. Jake's Baby Cakes. Yeah, I watched Shannon's video too. I watched it yesterday. YouTube is having an outage in some areas. I didn't even know that was a thing, to be honest. Hey, Lucy in the Sky. You're in Australia. What's your weather like right now? Hey, Dana. Hey, Claire Bear. Hey, Elf. You can only play live streams? Well, that's even more weird. Hey, Jane. You couldn't, but it's fine now. Hey, 9mm. How are you? Hey, Brandy. You hope Creepshow goes in on the next video. People keep calling her out. Yeah, Creepshow knows all of this is going on. She's keeping up with it on Twitter. People are consistently tagging her when this stuff goes down on Twitter. So she's aware of it. I mean, I can see her doing either side. Like, I could see her making another video just to, like, stick it to Katie, but I can also see her not making a video to not stick it to Katie while still sticking it to her, because if Creepshow doesn't engage, it will probably, it's going to have the same effect, to be honest. Hey, Craft Happy Tammy. Craft Happy Tammy is saying, reach out to her with info if you'd like to share. If you have info that would be helpful to Tati's lawyers. So Charlotte is also live and hers is buffering. What happened? Maximum Effort, Katie went on a tweeting spree after about 2 hours ago, pretty much saying that she is going to sue Shannon, that Shannon's the reason that she lost subscribers, that Shannon provided false information and false video clips in her video, and that What else? She said, and then she brought up the Sophie Long case, and she also brought up the Shane Dawson stuff. Narcissists can't handle being ignored. Yeah. You wish you could see this one. I'm sorry, Beauty Demon. Apparently there's an outage. Hey, Jennifer. I don't know. What did Katie do? She just tweeted out a whole bunch of nonsense. She's looking for a scapegoat. Hers is buffering. That pissed me off. Leave Shane alone. He's gone through enough. I mean, why is she? But that's the thing. Like the Shane her trying. I understand Shannon mentioned some things in relation to both of those cases to prove her point about Katie, but that was it. She was just proving her point. She wasn't trying to stir the pot back up with those, but that's what Katie decided to hang on to. And what pisses me off about that stuff is those are two of the most controversial things that Katie has talked about where she has received the most criticism, and she has refused to talk about or allow anybody to give her criticism in live streams or anything like that about these two situations, but she's going to try and use it as ammo against Shannon, which is just irritating. Brandy, exactly. And that's what I said. Like, she's threatened she was going to sue Nick, Angelica, Dustin Daly, anybody who has provided any kind of videos of her. She has said she was going to sue them, and then she has retracted that and said, I'm not really going to sue them. And then now she's trying to focus on Shannon and say she's going to. She didn't flat out say in these tweets that she was going to sue Shannon, but that's heavily implied in how she worded this tweet. Tati's lawyers, email if you want to do it yourself. Some things like, yeah, I don't know if she really is unwell. I don't know if she's like just trying to make it seem that way, but to some degree, like it's coming off that she is very unstable. Something is unstable. Social Blade is down too. She keeps claiming Shannon defamed her. Yeah, and what she's trying to say is Shannon defamed her because she lost subscribers and because she didn't call Sophie a brat. You did. I understand it was initially brought up because somebody put a comment in your live stream. You chose to read out that comment and you chose to elaborate on it and say that it is similar of bratty behavior that your 9-year-old or your almost 8-year-old son displays. I have so many issues with that statement because this child was disclosing sexual abuse. This child was not just throwing a temper tantrum. If you have ever, which you claim you have, and I'm not trying to be mean, but you have claimed that you are the survivor of an assault, then you know the wave of erratic emotions you go through when you have been traumatized to any degree. How dare you, as an adult survivor, judge a 9-year-old? How dare you? She's not a fucking advocate. She's not. She can try and get on her mighty high horse and say that she's trying to advocate for people who are survivors, for people who have medically needy children. She can say she's an advocate for that, but until I see the fucking proof, I don't believe it. You trying to come out with some fucking sob stories is not being a goddamn advocate. Learn the definition of what an advocate is, and then come and tell us you're an advocate. I don't care if she loses her channel. I don't. Like, if you want to sit here and report on stuff, fine. Do it with some morals and with some ethics. Yeah, she also posted court documents. I didn't open the court documents because she included them in her tweets. I didn't open those, and I didn't read those when I read the tweets. But I mean, I really don't want to get on the Sophie Long case because I know stuff is going down still. And as of Friday, we're supposed to be getting a large update, and I don't want to get into all of this being side railed by that. But I will be talking about it once I'm able to review everything on Friday. It is definitely a manipulation tactic, in my opinion. I agree with you 100% that it's a manipulation tactic. That's an interesting point, Heather. Heather says Katie gets into drama like this the same time every year. AdSense always goes up November to January. She does this for more money. It's all about the money for her. I mean, I agree. Her behaviors reflect that it's all about the money for her. And I know AdSense go up around Christmas. I didn't know if they were already effective right now, but it seems like some of her major issues do kind of happen at times of the year when holidays are coming. I know. I saw that. How many of you don't know or haven't seen or don't know about the tweets I'm referring to? It seems that Shell doesn't and Maximum Effort don't. Is there anybody else who is not sure? Bye, Jake's Baby Cakes. Have a good night. Is there anyone else who doesn't know what tweets I'm referring to? You've seen them. You haven't seen them if they're from today. Yeah, they're from today. That's why. So I will read through it as quickly as I can. There's quite a few of them. I already did this at the beginning, but for those of you who are here, I don't want you to not be a part of the conversation. So I will read through them quickly. Katie put out a series of tweets today, which is what incited this live stream to happen. After I read through them and we talk about them for a little bit, I am going to get off of here. I know there's a couple of other people who are going to be talking about this tonight, and I have my open discussion that I have to prepare for. But the tweets, so I'm not going to see the chat, just so you guys know. I just want everyone to know I have the full video, chat transcripts, and proof that I didn't, she puts in quotes, call a little girl a brat, ended the quote. This is one of the rumors that I really want to debunk from all of these videos made about me. Stay tuned. She follows it up with, fact checking will prove that Creepshow Art's video made about me is not only false, but defamatory. We are currently going through the entire video to prove she is misleading the audience about me. Creepshow Art has admitted to not liking me, and I believe crafted a hit piece on me to gain clout and earn money. Side note, this isn't in her tweet. How would Creepshow get clout off of Katie Joy? Doesn't she have a larger following? That's just my side note. Except while doing it, she defamed and misled her audience, causing me to lose hundreds of subscribers. I've already addressed this. This will all be proven. I addressed how she's not going to prove it, in my opinion. She's too big of a channel to make this mistake. If a creator cannot obtain the original source of a clip and publishes a clip out of context, that is actually defamation. You cannot willingly mislead an audience to harm someone's reputation. Again, a side note from me. Is this not what she did with Tati and James Westbrook and Halo Beauty? Continuing. This is either laziness by the creator or simply her hatred of me creating bias. Side note from me again. So which one is it for her when she did this with Tati? Continuing with her tweets. This further proves my point that these creators are using clips posted by the trolls that stalk, dox, and harass and threaten me to create videos about me. I was not lying when I said these trolls are lying and should not be trusted. Here is a report that I referenced I referenced to base my opinion on S. Long case. It was an attorney appointed by the court that stated the children were being coached and not adequately cared for by the father. She provides the court documents. I'm not going to read those. She goes on to say the judge in this case granted the change to the custody, and Michael Long was issued a no contact order against his children. This happened on August 28th, 2020, only a few days before he went viral, crafting a different story. She goes on to say, to date, there are no arrests in this case that I know of, and Michael Long had a history of falsely accusing men of sexually abusing his children with no evidence, according to the court records. This is why I came to, in quotes, the opinion, end quote, that S was a victim of parental alienation. She never addresses the fact that what she actually said or why people have an issue with how she covered this case, but we will continue to go on. She says, I will be addressing other false statements made by Creepshow at a later date. Talk to you later. She continues, in regards to the Shane Dawson investigation, I am said to have given out the name of an officer that did not exist. This is not true. Business Insider spoke to the David Payne, and she sources the Business Insider. Side note in question here. Did she quote Business Insider when she said all of that? Because I don't believe she did. And did she not say all of this stuff before the Business Insider was written? I might be wrong with that. I'm seriously asking you guys. She continues to go on and say, for the record, I am making these statements because the rumor mill has gotten so out of control, and clearly I need to address some of these rumors to put them to rest. My side note, these rumors have been going on for months, and why are you just now addressing them then? People haven't talked about the Sophie or the shit that you did with Sanders, except for in reference to support your shit behavior. So why are you now deciding to address it that larger creators are? Because us small creators have continued to give you criticism about this. She goes on to say, in her video, she also falsely claimed that I took out, quotes, a restraining order, end quotes, against a creator who was just sharing his experience about me. This is not the truth. There are court records, a judge's order, and mountains of evidence that prove that this is a false statement made by her. I cannot speak legally about the outcome of this case, but she is, and can only say that the restraining order was mutually dismissed without prejudice pending litigation for defamation. So she mutually decided to drop it. This restraining order can be refiled at any time. Of course, that's what without prejudice means, you fucking moron, but okay. Which was listed in the public statement. This thread is now complete. A creator I trust is making a video and will be releasing tonight. You will be able to see with evidence what she got wrong. Thanks for reading this far. That was the tweets. Yeah, I kind of agree. You can see in here. Yeah, a lot of people are kind of having issues with it cutting in and out. YouTube, I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen, right? So, I mean, that's where we're at. And I said earlier, and I know a lot of people are coming and going, as other creators, I believe, are probably going live to talk about this. I'm just super frustrated. For anybody who watches the playback of this, I apologize. I know for some people, it's going to be super out of character. When I say that I can have a nasty side, that's not even my nasty side. But that's me just like really kind of trying to point stuff out. YouTube tweeted that they're working on it. Yeah, Gaming Granny, I speculated that it'll probably be Unirock too. And if it is Unirock, like, she's making a poor decision because nobody trusts Unirock and he has no credibility after what happened on Augie RFC's channel when Shannon was questioning him, because he even admitted he didn't know of your shitty antics. She specifically asked Unirock if he thought it was okay, or something along the lines of knowing about the fact that Katie Joy had tweeted out Nick Snyder was a meth head. And Unirock said no, he didn't know that. Honestly, I don't know if I believe him. I think maybe he was just trying to plead ignorance because he didn't want himself to look like a dumbass, but he ended up ultimately looking like a dumbass. So I think he was trying to save face. She asked a couple of other situations that Katie is known for and why people are having issues with Katie. And he said no. And other people were saying that Unirock has admitted to not watching her content. So you are a blind follower of hers. You are a blind supporter of hers. And you are saying you have no bias and that you provide her criticism. But where is it? Where's your criticism? I'm not talking about the videos from 8 months ago or a year ago. I'm talking about right now. When was the last time you gave her criticism? Because you haven't. And you talk in circles. People who talk in circles like he did during that live irritate the hell out of me. And in addition to that, he not only did he talk in circles, but he was like, well, you guys aren't letting me speak. You guys aren't letting me speak. We could all hear him saying, you guys aren't letting me speak. And then when he had the opportunity to talk, he started to talk in circles and wasn't answering the question. So what is the point in you agreeing to talk to Shannon and try and like figure things out when you really were not equipped to do so? Yeah, Charlotte, that's what everybody said. Did your live not work? People said that you were buffering, but I thought maybe you were able to proceed with it. She would never help him out by having him on her channel. Yeah, I've never seen him on her channel, so why? And that's another thing, that another kind of like criticism I have of her and Uni is the fact that why does she feel anytime she gets herself in deep shit that she needs to go on his channel, and then she literally runs his channel? He is a pansy for allowing her to run his channel for him. Why are you allowing her to kick people and block people and delete people when you are talking about her? She should not be moderating chats that she is the topic of. He smoked everything but the curtains. She blocks Shannon. Of course she does. She blocks everybody. And Emily D. Baker made a very good point that, you know, it was Emily D. Baker and I think it was Shannon who was making good points about being blocked. If you're dumb enough to block somebody who is a fellow creator who you at some point may want to have a conversation with, who knows if they're going to go back and see if they're unblocked. That is not the person you block's responsibility. You should have been an adult and either hidden their tweets from you seeing them, or, you know, block them and be ready to face the consequences and the criticism of you blocking them. Don't try and go back and take it back and say, oh no, they weren't blocked. Don't try and do the weird shit you did with Shannon about deleting the tweets because you weren't getting a response. That's weird. That is so weird. Why would you try and manipulate things that much? Why? Like, I really don't understand that. If I am to ever tweet at or tweet to a large creator, I am not going to expect any acknowledgement. I have done that, and I did get like a heart or something, and I was totally fine with that because I didn't expect any kind of reciprocation. And you shouldn't. It doesn't even matter if you guys have the same amount of subscribers. You shouldn't just expect people to automatically like you because you're within the same genre as they are on YouTube. That's just, again, that comes back to like third grade ideology. Like, you know, when you're in third grade or like elementary school and you're on the cheerleading squad, it's kind of expected for you at that age for all the cheerleaders to like you. when you're an adult, you realize that that's not how things work. People have difference of personalities. It's kind of common knowledge to be respectful. But when you're out here saying that you're going to sue everybody and you're calling people meth heads, like, you lose your credibility. You lose the respect that you want because you are lacking the ability to, you know, project respect to others. She did the same thing with Emily. Yeah, I know. She blocked Emily, then she unblocked her and complained because people were calling her out for blocking her, saying, "Oh no, she's not blocked. She's not blocked." Why'd you block her in the first place? Especially if you're going to sit here and bitch that she didn't talk to you, you potentially gave her opportunity to talk to you away because you blocked her, so she isn't able to DM you. I would be really interested to know what Katie's block list looks like. It's none of my business. It's none of anybody's business, but I would be curious. I know I'm still blocked. I have been blocked and I never said anything on Twitter mean about her. And I never tweeted at her. I responded to somebody's tweet and I got blocked. Yeah, exactly. No one needs her permission to talk about them. No one like in this commentary community, no one needs permission from anybody to talk about somebody else. Is it maybe respectful if you have the ability to reach out to them and get a response to ask their side? Yeah, but it's not possible and it's not expected. But she is trying to project that it is expected and that that's how things operate behind the scenes to her subscribers. And that's not true. It's not true. Like, I'm guarantee it. She's not contacted every single one of the Duggars or every single one of the teen moms that she's talked about or anybody else that she's covered. I guarantee you she didn't reach out to them for a statement. Guarantee you. But she's expecting people to provide that to her. Yeah, I wouldn't let anybody come on my channel and run my channel at all. Either another creator or my subs or anybody. I wouldn't let anybody come here and try and push their shit on my shit. I'm okay with people supporting each other. I very clearly allow people to put their links in here and, you know, promote themselves. Like, go ahead and self-promote. I don't care if you put your links in my chats. I don't care if you put your links on my videos. That doesn't mean I'm endorsing you. It just means I'm allowing people to make the decision to click on your link. And if they like your videos or your content, they can subscribe. That's up to them. Yeah, I saw that too, Veronica. Something about a name being blocked, and then she sat there and was trying to look for it, and then somebody asked her about it, and she was like, "Oh no!" It was blatant that that's what she was doing. Somebody asked her about it, and she's like, "No, that's not what I'm doing." And it's like, "Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Why lie? Why openly lie?" She feels that she has to control everything in the narrative. I agree with that. You think it's longer than her follow list? It might be, because almost everybody who is a part of this, I don't want to say anti-Katie community, because I'm not anti-Katie. I just provide her criticism. But this community who are watching her and who have been and who have provided her criticism, you know, all of us have been blocked. And there's a lot of us. Yeah, I don't care what my chat talks about. If you guys don't want to, like, I expect you guys to, especially when I have live streams like tonight or like earlier when I'm talking about things that maybe you guys don't care about, I kind of anticipate you guys to have your own conversations in the chat. And if you do, that's great. If you don't, that's great too. But it doesn't matter. I'm sorry for anybody this isn't working for. I can, if you can hear me, maybe click out and click back in. Apparently YouTube is having an issue. I'm not going to be here much longer, guys. I have to go live in almost an hour for our open discussion tonight about gender roles. So I only hopped on because no one else was on, and I knew if I was as frustrated as I was, then I knew other people were going to be frustrated, and no one else was on to talk about it. So I figured I would give everybody the opportunity to collect and discuss everything. Yeah, gender roles is our topic for tonight. Hopefully the live will work for my open discussion tonight. Everyone's live right now, blowing up the system. When I went live, no one was live. That was the only reason I went. No one I subscribed to anyway. Well, I think Samantha Ravindal was live, but other than her, I don't think I didn't see any other creator who typically provides Katie antics online. So I went ahead and got on for everybody. Oh, the video is not working. You hear and see the chat fine. You see me. I don't know what's going on. It's really interesting night as far as YouTube goes. Not working again. I'm sorry for everybody that is having issues with it. I don't know if it's me or if it's other people. So, yeah, it is YouTube. It's apparently they're having an outage somewhere. They tweeted something along the lines of it. Politics probably broke the internet. Probably. I think it's more likely to be that than Katie Joy, to be honest. Let's see. I'm just going to refresh her. Oh, ironically, 26 minutes ago, Katie tweeted that YouTube is broken. Oh, I mean, and she tweeted out that Ethan Klein called out Creepshow Art for getting her coverage about him wrong, too. So that's all I see as far as like her antics for right now. I'll refresh it one more time just to make sure. You want to see the tweets? I'm sure some other channels, like if Little Red goes live tonight, I don't know if she is. I haven't talked to her about, and I'm sure she's aware of all of this. But if she goes live, she will be able to show the tweets because she has that. She uses software that shows her computer screen. Yeah, there's an issue with yeah, you are a mod. Craft Happy Tammy, is she going live tonight? Or is she already live? See, I'm so out of the loop. It's not showing on here that it. I have it showing that she's going to be live in 13 minutes. Is that the plan? Well, so for everybody here who's here, if you are interested in seeing the physical tweets, I'm sure Little Red will be showing them on her screen because this is ridiculous. So I'd advise to go into her chat and watch her video. Hopefully her live feed is fine and she doesn't have any issues. If there does become issues like there has been with mine, I'm sure the replay, I know it's frustrating for people who want to see it now, but I'm sure the replay will show all of that. I guarantee you I didn't break the internet. Somebody else did. I didn't break YouTube. I don't have near enough large enough platform to break YouTube. In your list, 40 lives right now. That's a lot. You must subscribe to a lot more people than I do. So with all of that being said, I know Little Red's going live in like 13 minutes. That would put her at 6 o'clock, I think. So, well, 6 o'clock my time. I'm going to head out of here. For anybody who is interested in the open discussion on gender roles, that will be literally in like an hour and 7 minutes. So just if you're wanting to participate in that discussion, I will see you then. Otherwise, I should have a nail video up tomorrow, and then on Friday, I will probably go live during the day. But this will be up for replay, so you guys can watch it if you're just joining, see my thoughts. I read through all of the tweets at the beginning of this live stream and kind of at the end-ish. So with all of that being said, thank you all for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and like the video on your way out. Otherwise, I will see you guys in about an hour if you're back. Bye.